this traffic in Atlanta has been getting worse and worse every fucking day. So I might as well use this time wisely. Now, credit has been on my radar a lot recently for some reason because I've been hearing people talk about it. Just want to give two quick stories. So 2 days ago, I was chilling, living my life, minding my business. Well, not minding my business because I overheard some people talking about credit. And they're younger Caucasian males. And this one guy was like, yeah, I'm trying to raise my credit, but I don't really know what to do. I might get a credit card, et cetera, et cetera. And the dude he was talking to told the guy trying to raise his credit to sell the 2 cars that he owned in cash and buy a new truck with it, because that'll raise his credit because it'll show payments on the truck. And the kid was like, oh man, so yeah, I might just do that. I might sell my 2 cars that I own in cash to buy a brand new truck. Now, I didn't say shit because I know how to mind my business, but in my head, I'm like, yo, that is the dumbest fucking advice ever. And then I was talking to another kid, young white Caucasian male. He was saying, yeah, I might just buy a new truck, help me raise my credit, etc. So this story comes up a lot, buying a new car to raise your credit. And I'm like, dude, y'all really most people don't even understand how credit works. And they try to give advice to other people who also don't know how credit works. So it's just the blind leading the blind. And people end up in these fucked up situations and they don't know how they got there. It's because they take advice for people who don't really know what the fuck they talk about. Because the people giving you advice probably have some shitty credit scores too. So let me break down how this whole credit system works. So your credit score is unequally divided in a number of different ways based on the category that it's in. 35% of your credit score is based on making on-time payments. This is the highest weighted thing that your credit is based on. So all you have to do to get this full 35% is pay your fucking bills on time. It don't matter if you go buy a new truck, sell this, do that. Pay your bills on time, and that will be the biggest contributor to having a higher credit score. Self-explanatory. And you should be paying your bills on time anyway if you're a responsible adult. If you're not a responsible adult, then you probably don't really give a fuck about your credit. In that case, go do whatever the hell you want. The next highest rated thing is credit utilization, and that's 30%. So paying your bills on time and credit utilization, that's 65%. So credit utilization is how much credit you use compared to the amount of credit you have available to you. So the more credit that you use, the lower your credit score will be. But it's all based on like ratios, right? So if you have $5,000 of credit available to you, so your max limit on all your credit cards equals $5,000. If you have $4,000 of credit card debt, that means you're using $4,000 out of the $5,000 available to you, so you're gonna have a lower credit score. Now, if you have $20,000 available to you, but you only use $4,000, then you're gonna have a higher credit score because you don't use all the credit. So my recommendation is don't utilize any of your credit. Have all these credit cards open, use them to like buy minor shit, and then pay the bill off so your balance is always zero. So you have all this money available to you, but you don't use any of it. And that's 30% of your credit score. Now, 15% of your credit score is the age of your credit. And this basically is how long you've had credit available to you. And that's why in the previous video, when I said when you turn 18, the first thing you should do is get a credit card, because that starts your age of credit as early as possible. Now, what you can do if you have kids or something is put your kids as an authorized user on your credit cards. So your credit history will be transferred into their, not transferred, but it'll show up on their credit also, which would help them increase their credit score because it'll show a higher age of credit. Now, if your credit is fucked up and you have late payments and all this shit, don't do that because you're just gonna fuck your kids up. But if you have valid credit, everything is copacetic and good, then put your kids as authorized users, and that'll benefit them when they want to use their credit. Now, only 10% of your credit score is based on the type of credit. So you could put your phone bill and your utility bills and your rent, I think now, on your credit score, but you have to go through a certain program for that. I can't remember the name of it. But credit card debt, car payments, credit cards, mortgages, there's a lot of different stuff out there. Honestly, in my opinion, I never financed a car. I always bought them in cash. So the whole idea of let me buy a new truck so I can raise my credit score is bullshit, because I have a pretty high credit score and I have never financed a car. All you really have to do is make it. All I did, because I didn't know about any of this stuff going through life, it just happened like that. Just pay your things on time and you're fine. But 10% is the type of credit that you have. And then the last 10% is hard inquiries. And people are always like, oh, I don't want to go to all these different things because they're going to do a hard pull on my credit. First of all, it's only 10%. Second of all, you don't get hit every single time somebody pulls your credit. It's based on like a time limit kind of thing. And I don't really want to go into it because I don't really know much about it, because it's not a big deal in my opinion. But if you want to learn more, go Google like how hard pulls really affect your credit. It's only 10%. Now, if you're fucked up in everything else, a hard pull really doesn't matter anyway. So that's how your credit score is created and how each specific thing is weighted. So some things are more important than others. So all you need to do is pay your credit card or pay your debt off on time, and don't use all the credit you have available to you. But the last thing I wanted to say is the credit score that you should like aim for. Everybody thinks, oh, I need to get me an 850 because that's the highest you can get. Look, let me tell you this. All you need is a 740. That's it. It's not that hard to get. If you pay your bills off on time, a 740 will definitely be achievable relatively quickly. Now, if you're going for like, people really use their credit for like mortgages, to rent a house or rent a place, finance a car, whatever. Once the benefit you get from 740 to 850, it's the same. So it doesn't matter if you have a 740, a 760, a 800, a 810, a 820. After you pass 740, your benefits are the same. So that's all you really need to be reaching for. You don't need an 850. I don't know who made that up or why that's out there in the universe, but 740 and you're good. You'll get the same benefits that the person with an 850 gets. So if I'm wrong in anything that I just said, please let me know, because I am retarded, and yes, I know that. If you knew better, you do better. Don't let that go over your head. Peace.